It is another beautiful day and welcome to another edition of Insightful Moments. My name is Jare Tiamiyu. Today we'll be looking into the matter that has continued to generate issues, reactions and then counter reactions, controversies here and there as far as our Osun state is concerned, and that has to do with the issue of mega schools built by the immediate past governor. So people are saying that the present government under the leadership of the former chief of staff to Governor Oyetola and now the governor, Mr. Oyetola, is planning to pull down, demolish some of the building. And then we'll ask ourselves, what is really happening? What are the issues? And we speak with the Honorable Commissioner for Works and Transport, Engineer Oluremi Omowaiye. And Omowaiye will be telling us what the state government is doing as far as this building is concerned. You will remember that sometimes March this year, there was a heavy rainfall that actually led to some of the buildings, a part of the building at Osogbo High School, Osogbo Grammar School, falling off. We all saw that. Those are some of the pictures there. And then, if that happened then what is really happening? What are the state of conditions at all these schools as we speak today? What can we say? We have 11 high schools. Let me put that one on record. We have 3 in Osogbo. We have one in Ilesha. We have one in Ikirun, Ejigbo. That of Iwo has not been completed. We also talk on that, why that has not been completed. And also we have another one in Ikire, Ife, and some other part of the state like that. What is really happening? What are the conditions of the whole thing there? We also saw this letter when it came up on social media that this is what and then reading from this letter, it shows that there are some professionals that have been engaged. What is the report of all these professional bodies that have been engaged? And that's what we are going to be discussing today. Stay tuned, I'll be right back. Remember, I am Jare Tiamiyu. I'll be right back with you.
Education is the power. Education is the key.
Education is key. Education is light. Education is power. However, quality education is what can unlock potentials, illuminate ignorance, and fight illiteracy. Finding this type of quality education is becoming a challenge. But I have found a school where quality education abounds. Ibadulai Nursery and Primary School and Ibadulai Caliphate College, Ilobu. At Ibadulai schools, they combine both Western and Islamic education. Their classrooms are conducive with fully equipped laboratories, ICT center, and library. The school is blessed with caring and quality teachers who make school environments comfortable for pupils and students. Ibadulai Group of School is located at Atoyebi Estate, Konda area, Ilobu, Osun State. Telephone 0803 501 2533 or 0706 225-8520. At Ibadulai Group of School, quality education is our watchword.
Yes, you're welcome back. Our guest is here as the Honorable Commissioner for Works and Transport in the States, Honorable Oluremi Omowaiye. Honorable Commissioner, sir, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Honorable Commissioner, there's this issue going around that the state government is working towards pulling down some of the structures at mega schools put up that we have in the state. Is that true, sir?
Yeah, that's not true.
Okay, what is really happening? Can you explain to us what is going on?
Well, sometimes ago, I think March 2019,
okay,
we got a report from a consultant engaged by the state government on the need to look at the schools, the 11 mega schools. And surprisingly, some of the reports were worrisome. Because they did report on each of the schools, so some of the reports were worrisome, and it was recommended that we carry out some tests. Well, we do some repairs and carry out some further tests on some schools, particularly Fakule Unity High School and that of Aida Didi, where some concerns raised. So the Commissioner for Education and the SA for Education mid-2019 came to do a presentation at ESCO, mid or late 2019, I can't remember. They came to do presentation at the ESCO. When they came, it was deliberated, and the ESCO decided to set up a technical committee headed by the Deputy Governor to look at the report of the consultant and see a way of implementing the report of the consultant. In the process, we also look at pictures submitted by the consultant. So we were seriously worried, and we felt the professionals in cabinet, the engineers in cabinet, and the Minister of Works should look at the report. And we also looked at the report, visited the schools, and we felt, to be sure of what we were doing, we needed to bring in professionals. So we brought in all the relevant professional bodies in the state, Nigerian Society of Engineers, the Korean, the Builder Council, the architect. We brought them together that they should also look at this. And one of the reasons why we brought them together is mid-March this year, mid-March 12 thereabouts, there was a rainstorm that blew up the school at Oshogram. And in the process, the Builder Council were on just normal visit. So they came there, and we discovered they were very useful in reconstructing or repairing the blown off roof. So we got them involved. So after that, we decided to bring in other professional bodies. Since we already had a report suggesting that we needed to carry out integrity tests on some of those schools. So we asked them, September this year, we asked them to help assess all the schools, the 11 schools. It was still under construction. So out of the 10 that they assessed, they wrote us in a preliminary report telling us that 6 of those schools didn't have integrity issue, that they suggested that those schools didn't have integrity issue, that they had, they raised concerns, a wide range of concerns with 6 of those schools, and they advised that we carry out some major repairs. Why they said they were worried about 4 of those schools, the ones in Ife, in Kire, Falconley, and Ikirun. So they said it was important we carried out a non-destructive test to ascertain the structural strength of the members of the building. So they got a geotechnic lab to carry out the test, and after the test was carried out, they wrote us again suggesting that it was important to carry out a more detailed test, that there are concerns with the readings that they got. So they have told us that before the week runs out, the test has been carried out, that before the week runs out, we will get a final report. Before the week runs out or early next week, we are going to get a final report of all what they have gathered based on those various tests carried out.
Okay, Honorable Commissioner, according to what you said now, you made us realize that the defects that we are having didn't start this year. And they actually started maybe before 2018 or before this administration came on board. Sir, what have you been able to do, considering that this contains, this is where we house the future of this country?
Well,
what have you been able to do before now?
Well, for instance, Ejibo, Oleshenka, grammar school in Ejibo, roof got blown up, and we're trying to get it repaired. Oshobu Grammar School, roof got blown up, we repaired it. But beyond minor repairs, you change windows, tiles, and electrical, it is important we look at the structural test. And because as a responsible government, the safety of our pupils is of utmost importance. Forget politics, is of utmost importance. So that's why we feel proper tests should be carried out, proper recommendations should be profiled, and we are going to address strictly to the recommendation. I mean, I just told you, apart from the consultant that wrote a report in 2019, ESCO committee chaired by the Deputy Governor had also looked at it raise concern. And our professionals are also saying, yeah, there are concerns, but we want them to come up with a detailed report and we'll carry out what they have recommended. For instance, when they came out with the readings of the non-destructive test, they raised concerns about some of those buildings, and they are of the opinion that let us come up with a detailed report and we know what to do. If we need to reinforce a particular building, we are going to reinforce. If they are saying, okay, this will have to, you have to do this, we'll
if it requires putting down some of them.
If that is the recommendation.
Okay.
I just hope we won't get to that level, I sincerely hope, but just as they have said, they are going to come up with reports. Yes, about 6 of the schools are not too challenging. They are not structural issues. So, yeah, there are a wide range of defects, but not structural. It's just about 4 of those schools that there are concerns. But let's wait till they come up with their report. As a responsible government, we are not going to toy with the life of our pupils. Don't also forget the COVID thing just happened. So, as a responsible government, we'll do what is required for us to do.
Honorable Commissioner, what you are talking about here is you are talking about the mega schools that were built less than 5 years ago, less than 5 years ago, and then we are talking about the structural defects in some and some others. This brings us to the issue of the quality of the job done by the contractor. Are we saying that this problem actually started with the contractor, or were they supervised?
I was not the commissioner for works when those things were built.
Okay, you were in government then.
I was not the commissioner for works. I was not involved. So I can't say anything until we get the final report. Once we get the final report, we're going to make it known to the public. We are not hiding anything. Don't let us preempt those working on the report. They've consulted about 2 or 3 standard labs outside the state. And they've done readings. Let them interpret the readings. What we have told them is we want to know the structural integrity and stability of those structures. So let them come up with the report. Once they come up with the report, we're going to make it known to the public. And they have said in the next few days they'll be ready with the final report. So let's wait and see.
Honorable Commissioner, finally, before I let you go, there is something that is going on, and you have also said something about it, and it has to do with the politics aspect of the whole thing. Are you trying to rubbish the legacy of Governor Omowaiye? Is this administration actually working towards that, or it's just a speculation?
If you are the governor and they tell you a building is about to collapse, won't you take step? Now, this has nothing to do with the immediate past governor. The immediate past governor is our leader, so it has nothing to do with it. It's about the people of Osun. If we have a consultant who incidentally is very close to the former governor and said there are issues. We set up an ESCO committee. They are saying there are issues. We have gotten all professionals in the state. Nigerian side of Engr, the Builders Council, the architect, they have all come together to say, okay, we've seen 6. 6 do repairs. There are no structural issues. But there are about 4 of those things that are giving us concern. Let's carry out tests. And they carried out tests, and the reading came out, and they said, no, we are worried. We want to carry out further tests. So for us, we are not going to interfere. Let them come up with their report. Let them come up with their recommendation. We're going to make it known to the whole public. But one thing I can tell you for free is we are not going to compromise. We are not going to toy with the lives of our children. If there is a need for us to carry out a repair immediately, we are going to do that. So the state government we just want to get the reports, and we have appealed to them that we want a standard report that will stand a test anywhere. So and they have told us in the next few days they will come up with reports. So let them come up with reports. By the time we have that report, at least we will know what to do.
Honorable Commissioner, you said something that of Iwo is still under construction.
Yes.
Even we all know that started. That preceded your administration. Yes. What usually happened? Because according to a former commissioner who I can quote that, the money, we sought out a loan of 11 billion naira to build all these mega schools. And then the money has even been repaid back. What is really happening as a government? What are you doing? Is it that the money was not paid? Because I believe that you inherit both the asset and the liability.
Is it that the money was not paid, or what is really delaying that of you?
Well, you said that the former commissioner said money had been paid and all that, and probably has information. I would suggest you talk to the former commissioner. He would give you the details.
But as a government, what would you have to say? Are you monitoring the contractor, or what is the contractor saying?
Well, we are looking at doing the needful.
Okay. Is the contractor on the side as we speak?
We are looking at doing the needful. The contractor is not on the side, but we are looking at doing the needful.
Has the government paid the full money? Or
I don't know. You can ask.
No, as a commissioner for works, it's one of the things you are supervising. Have you been able to complete the payments? Or what is really delaying that of you? It's, it has to do with people's money.
What is important is, as a government, we are going to do the needful to ensure that place is completed. So we are looking at the challenges around it. The contractor has not been paid fully, but we're looking at the challenge. We're looking at the way around it because we promised the people that we're going to build 11 mega schools. So we want to try as much as possible to also ensure that the last one is completed. But of course, I don't have further details.
Honorable Commissioner, sir, thank you for that. We'll continue to monitor this matter. We believe it has to do with the lives of the future of this state. And then the people's money is actually involved. Even though we borrowed it and then, according to a former commissioner, I said, we have been able to repay the loan. That's how far we can go. Please join me on the other side. That was our discussion with Honorable Commissioner for Works and Transport, Engineer Oluremi Omowaiye. He was able to tell us what the state has done. The state government under the present administration has done as far as this building is concerned. And was able to make us realize that these defects were actually detected as far back as 2018. That was just a few years after this building were commissioned. That was just like 3 years or less than that after some of these buildings were commissioned. What is really happening? He was unable to tell us what happened because he said he wasn't the commissioner for works as at that time, even though he was part of the government. And then, on that of Igbo that has not been completed, we'll continue to dig, we'll continue to ask questions as what is really happening. If I can quote the former commissioner for local government and chieftaincy affairs, Barrister Kolakpo Halimi, when he said that the state government borrowed like 11 billion naira to build these mega schools, 11 of them, and one of them has not been completed. The money has been spent. Even according to him, it has been refunded. The state has completed the repayment of this loan. We'll continue to ask questions and we believe that proper things will be done according to him. As he also said that proper things will be done. The state government will do the needful. And that is how far we can go. But before I go, I want to tell you that we'll continue keeping tab on this. The result, the report of all these professional bodies, as he said, will be held very soon. And we'll ensure that we also release it. We'll also make it public to the people. Thank you for being part of it. My name is Jare Tiamit. It's another time when I come your way, please ensure you stay safe. Bye for now.